The NFL Honors is tonight here on Friday night, and I think T.J. Watt deserves to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think it's pretty obvious, but apparently the voters and all these different things, they seem to disagree, and they think it's a toss-up between him and Myles Garrett. Today on Steelers Talk, I'm going to tell you and give you guys my case for why T.J. Watt deserves to be Defensive Player of the Year in 2023 and win his second DPOY of his career. But first, man, we're in a little bit of a like battle today with the Cleveland Browns Report. Matthew Peterson, the host there of the Browns Report, has been running in his mouth again, and he thinks that he can beat us in a like battle. They did a pretty darn good job on yesterday's video, I'm not going to lie. Over 1,300 likes, but this is what Matthew Peterson had to say about T.J. Watt and the Defensive Player of the Year award trophy. I absolutely love how much Steelers fans cry about T.J. Watt not winning Defensive Player of the Year this year, when Myles Garrett is the clear choice. His Pro Football Focus grade is higher, has a higher double team rate, and his team's defense was clearly better in 2023. This isn't even a discussion. Garrett's the clear winner here. So if you disagree with Matthew Peterson here, make sure you click that thumbs up
F the Browns, dude.
The Browns.
They're the Cleveland Steamers. Myles Garrett's the most overrated player in the league. That guy freaking stinks.
Guys, we cannot lose to the Browns, just like how TJ's not going to lose tonight. We can't lose to the Browns Report. Click that thumbs up icon and help us out and help us beat the Browns today. All right, so let's start here with Peter King from NBC Sports on this award and how he voted, because he is a voter for these awards here. This is how he voted. I picked Garrett. In order, my top 5 were Garrett, Parsons, Watt, Crosby, and Mack. Garrett was high in both PFF grade and next-gen pass rush metrics, and his team was the number 1 defense in football. Well, here's the thing, Peter King. Cleveland finished like 13th in points per game allowed, so I don't know how you came to that conclusion. But let's dissect each one of these reasonings here on the show, because instead of telling you why T.J. Watt probably deserves to win this, I'm going to tell you why Myles Garrett probably doesn't deserve to win this trophy. So number 1 here, Peter King, this is an individual award, all right? So the number 1 reason that he had was that the Cleveland Browns defense was better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, I'm sorry, are we just giving this award to the best defensive player and the best defense in football? Because if that's the case, Justin Madubuike or Kyle Hamilton, congratulations, you're the Defensive Player of the Year, because the Ravens were actually the best defense in football this year. So I don't want to hear any of that garbage from Peter King, because this is an individual award. I don't think it's even close which guy had the most production in the league this year from a defensive player, and that's Mr. T.J. Watt. Reasoning number 2. His Pro Football Focus grade was better than T.J. Watt's, which is true. But it's that's the one metric where he's actually better than T.J. Watt. And you look at all these numbers here, okay? Sacks, pressures, QB hits, QB hurries, tackles for loss, tackles, solo tackles, interceptions, forced fumbles and fumble recoveries, pass deflections, and touchdowns. All of them favor T.J. Watt. And the guy on the right is supposed to win the Defensive Player of the Year? Are you fucking joking me? No way. T.J. Watt is better than Myles Garrett. He was more productive than him this year. I don't care what the freaking Pro Football Focus grade says. So coming up here, there's actually one reasoning that makes somewhat of a case for Myles Garrett to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's the best case for it. But before we get into that, let's have a word from our sponsor here at Game Time. And if you're thinking about getting tickets to the big game in Vegas on Sunday, then use today's sponsor, Game Time, to help make getting those expensive tickets just a little bit easier. For all of our listeners, if you use the code VEGAS100 on the Game Time app, you'll get a $100 off to get your butt to Allegiant Stadium on February 11th, this Sunday, to watch the NFC and AFC champions duke it out for the Lombardi Trophy in the biggest game of the year. Not only is Game Time offering that $100 off to the big game, but they are also the fastest growing ticketing app in the country. Game Time boasts a lowest price guarantee on all tickets to any event, so it's the only ticketing app that you need on your phone. Buy tickets in a matter of seconds, 2 taps, and you're set. Tickets are also sent directly to your phone, another great feature that other apps don't have, so you never have to dig through your email to get your tickets. Snag the ticks without the stress with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code SteelersChat. That code is SteelersChat, one word, all caps. You can see it right down there on the bottom right of your screen for $20 off your first purchase with Game Time today. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code SteelersChat, one word, all caps, for $20 off and for $100 off your ticket to the big game in Vegas on Sunday night. Use code VEGAS100, one word, all caps. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. So the other reasoning here is that Myles Garrett's double team percentage in 2023 was higher than TJ Watt's, and because Myles Garrett had really good production with that double team rate, that's what makes him worthy of winning the Defensive Player of the Year this year. So let's take a look at the top double team rates in the National Football League. It's not like TJ Watt is like 20th in this, okay? He's top 5 in the National Football League with a 14% double team rate. Myles Garrett is at 29%. But here's the thing. The Steelers have 5 down linemen, especially on early downs, most of the time. And they like to send all 5 guys. So it's really hard to double team a guy when you have 5 people rushing the passer at one time, because every offensive lineman has to take one guy. There's no room to double team. So, I mean, because the Steelers are good at scheming their best edge rusher one-on-one on the outside, that means that Myles Garrett deserves Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to punish TJ Watt for that. Give me a freaking break, all right? If we're going to go by double team rate, by the way, why not go with Micah Parsons? He had a better double team rate than Myles Garrett. He still had elite production. Why not give it to him? Somebody answer that question for me. But no, people are just going to use this stat to propagate a narrative that Myles Garrett, because he hasn't won it before and they want the new shiny toy to win the award, that he deserves to win it. When all the numbers, all the statistics, all the production points to TJ Watt winning this award. It's pretty simple to me, guys. This is an individual award, and it's based on who produced the most as a defensive player in the National Football League for this season. And when you look at the numbers, it's not a comparison. All right, TJ Watt was the best and most productive defensive player in football this year, and honestly, I don't think it's particularly close. This should not be a conversation, but because people want Myles Garrett to win, unfortunately, I do think he's going to be walking away with the trophy tonight, even though he doesn't deserve it. So who does deserve it? Let me know down there in the comments section. Type TJ if you think TJ Watt deserves it. I hope I'm seeing a lot of TJs down there, man. Support your boy down there. MG if you think Myles Garrett, all right? If you think, you're an objective Steelers fan and you think Myles Garrett is better, type MG. Or if you think Micah Parsons, the other guy in the mix here, should win it, type MP down there in the comments section. And if you want to shout out on a future edition of Steelers Talk here, you can go ahead and give me a follow at Jack_Sperry. I put my NFL draft film analysis on there. I give you guys Steelers updates every single day as well. So make sure you go give me a follow at Jack_Sperry for a shout out on the show. For today's shout outs, shout out to He Can't Flick It. Luca Raymond, that's one of the all-time great profile picks right there, man. That's Shrek doing cocaine, man. Love it. Then we got Jacorius, we got Mark Weber, and we got Luke Gardner. Big shout out to those guys. Thank you for all of your support. And make sure you click that subscribe button because we got in-depth Steelers coverage all throughout the 2024 offseason. We're going live for any breaking news that happens, if they trade for a quarterback, when they sign players in free agency. We're going to have the most extensive Steelers coverage on YouTube, 100% free for you guys. So make sure you click that subscribe button to join the largest Steelers talk show here on YouTube right now.